It's Before 6 and time for Leroy Wine Guy Guilford. Before 6 is the weekly wine commentary by Leroy and his friends in the wine lifestyle world. This portion of Before 6 is brought to you in part by 1833-4 freedom.com, where members help fellow members become financially free.
This week on Before 6, my guest is Jeff Sanders. Now, he and his wife, Laura, you may have heard about 2, maybe 3 months ago, we talked about home winemaking, so I thought it might be fun in the midst of summer to find out the day in the life of your not-so-average home winemaker. So, Jeff, I'm looking around. It's a beautiful evening, folks, up on the hill overlooking the southwest end of our gorgeous Temecula Valley, and I see nets all over the vines. So tell us what's going on there. By the way, a little bit of your background, too.
First, thanks for not calling me average. I think that's very nice. But the nets on all the vines, a small winemaker, I only have 850 vines, but I got to say something about that in a few seconds. When you have a small vineyard, a bunch of trees around, there are birds everywhere. They're going to eat your grapes. You've got to net them down. I'm not a large winery with thousands and thousands of vines without any trees. Nope. The birds, they nest, they're waiting for their food. So I've got to net them. And it's been very difficult for the last 3 weeks.
So the day in the life of a home winemaker who 850 vines, and what they recommend just 50, right?
Right. So if you read like a Jeff Cox From Vines to Wine, they're going to say the limit of a hobby is 50 vines. So that's what I started with in 2007. Since then, I've continued to plant every year because I love this hobby, as you will if you plant some vines, and it takes over your life.
Now speaking of taking over your life, so hold up your glass here, this little clink, folks. Yeah.
Cheers.
So we're drinking right now?
This is a Syrah. This was my first 50.
Folks, let me tell you, for a home winemaker, he's besting, don't tell the other people out there, but he's besting some of the stuff I've tasted in this valley over the years, so not bad. Okay. All right, so let's walk and talk through your vineyards here. Beautiful sunset going on, folks. We've had some monsoon storms going on. I'm looking, what are we walking with to the right here?
So this is almost my decorative vine here. This is my Merlot, and I have it head trained. It's close to my home. It's next to my house, and so whenever I walk out in the driveway, I get to see those beautiful head trained vines. Most of my vineyard is trellis trained, but I just think this is beautiful.
It is beautiful. Say,
right?
A lot of fruit. It's looking pretty luscious.
I'm getting plenty. This will be the first year that I've collected the Merlot. This is the third year on the Merlot, and I can't wait. So it'll be my first vintage of Merlot.
Okay, so now so we're talking 850 vines, but it's scattered over how many acres right now?
I have 3 acres, and I would say that maybe 2.4 acres is planted.
Okay. So it took you 3 weeks to net all the vines?
Yes, 3 weeks.
So let's back up, because folks, you might know, people who start winemaking, they come from other walks of life, whether they're doing it commercially or they're doing it like this guy's doing, uncommercial. I know I made up a word there, but many in this valley started at that level and became bigger things. So you are kind of a high-tech guy. Give a little background on that. And how does that work back and forth when you're netting?
Okay, so first, I work in San Diego, which is about 65 miles from Temecula, every day. So my winemaking and my vineyard is basically weekends, evenings, and mornings. And so it's very difficult. I've got to manage my IT life, where I'm selling IT to Navy, and coming home and spending the weekends and the evenings making wine and growing grapes on the vineyard.
Now that takes a certain amount of energy. You're a bit younger than me, so I don't know that I could keep up with you.
We look the same age.
All right, let's walk over to the other side here, because these are beautiful. Guy, look at the fruit dangling down, folks. You should see this. So these vineyards that we're looking at over here on our left. So we're walking southeasterly up his driveway here, and slightly north. So your vineyard there is running approximately almost in an east-west fashion there.
It really
so it's a little different than a lot of the valley, right?
First of all, those grapes right there, those are my Zinfandel grapes. I have only 3 rows, not even 100 vines. They produce more than any other varietal that I have.
Look at that. There's just stompingly large clusters.
Yes. Every grapevine there makes more than a gallon of wine every year.
And I have to tell you, folks, I've had the opportunity to drink some of that Zinfandel, and oh my gosh.
Can I claim to fame a bit?
Yeah.
Okay, so that Zin for the last 2 years in a row has been gold medal. This year was best in class. Out of 22 Zins, that's not bad in the San Diego Fair.
The home winemaking section
That's right,
of San Diego Fair, right.
So I did very well this year. I had a blast with my wines. I entered 4. I got medals on 3 of them. 2 golds, a silver, and I'm sorry to say my last one was an honorable mention. So I don't drink that one.
Even the best paid ball player doesn't hit a home run every time up the
Bummer.
bat.
You want to.
Okay, so let's go over by the Zinn here. And right now, folks, with harvest getting close, let's talk about that right now, because what do you think? Are we looking at an early harvest again this year? Or
Absolutely not, no.
Okay, yeah, I've heard from others in the valley, we're looking more normal, maybe mid-September, mid-October.
Yes,
yeah.
And so as soon as you said we're getting ready for harvest, I got chills. And
No, I just want people to keep a perspective. I mean, here we are, we're at the tail end of July, early August, and last year, people were already harvesting.
Oh, yeah. So most of the white had already been harvested. I don't have any white on this property. I have all red. But, I always like to have at least one harvest on my birthday, September 2nd. This year, I'm not even sure we're going to get it. It'll probably be a week or two after that. So everything's a little later.
You know what they say, when you're having too much fun, the time just passes too fast. We only got about less than a minute right now, so let's talk about, in this process of a day in the life, we know where you're at this point in time. Just finished netting all the vines, making sure everything's looking pretty, getting moved, so we're moving correctly towards the harvest. I want to check back in maybe in another month or two again.
Wait. That'll be great.
Find out where you are in a day of life. Now, folks, I'm going to have Jeff do this again. We did it before. If you're interested in home wine grape farming or home winemaking, he volunteers to give you a little set of tidbits if you're interested. So why don't you give that up?
Yeah, come on over to the place, check out the vineyard, taste a little of the wine. I'm going to give you my phone number. It's 951-970-7097. Give me a call. I'll meet up with you, talk to you about the hobby, talk to you about maybe even moving into winemaking for commercial. I'm getting excited about it. When I retire at 62, that's absolutely what I'm going to do. Taste my wines, have a great time.
You know what? That's the best part, you guys. The wines here. Thanks for joining us again on Dining with Dills. And we always call this before 6 because I'm on right before 6. All right, folks, we'll check in with you next week.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
This has been Before 6 with Leroy Wine Guy Guilford on the Peter Dill Show. This portion of Before 6 has been brought to you by 1-833-4freedom.com, where members help fellow members become financially free.
What could you do with an extra $500 a month? Pay off some bills, buy a new car, take a vacation, pay for your child or grandchild's school tuition? What if it was an extra $500 a week, or even $500 a day, even $10,000 a day? Could that change your current circumstances? Now, as a talk radio listener, I am sure you've heard those commercials for that private organization where its members share in paying one another's medical bills. Well, there is another legal private organization where its members share in each other's financial freedom. Now, this is not a home-based business and you sell nothing. You just learn from other members how to receive cash to your door legally daily. So if you dream of becoming financially free, or maybe just escaping financial duress, well then call or click toll-free 1-833, the number 4freedom.com. That's 1-833-4freedom.com. Call or click 1-833-4freedom.com, where members help fellow members become financially free.
Before 6 has been brought to you in part by Poggio Leano Winery, where wine country begins and ends.